Gilgamesh, king of Uruk. Two-thirds god, one-third man. A being of immense power, born of the union between the goddess Ninsun and King Lugalbanda. He was a king unlike any other. Gilgamesh, with his god-given strength, built the grand walls of Uruk. He protected his city from invaders, but power, like a double-edged sword, can cut both ways. It can protect, but also wound. And Gilgamesh, in all his might, began to wound those he swore to protect, his own people. He was their shepherd, but a shepherd who had grown too accustomed to the taste of his flock's tears. The people of Uruk, once proud, now trembled. Their king, their protector, had become their tormentor. Their whispers turned into silent prayers, pleas for someone, something to end their suffering. The weight of Gilgamesh's rule pressed heavily upon Uruk. Every brick of the city walls seemed to echo with the sighs of the oppressed. The once vibrant markets, now subdued, reflected the fear in the citizens' eyes. Young men, drained by Gilgamesh's endless demands for labor, aged prematurely. Their backs bent, their spirits broken. Women, their husbands and sons, lost to Gilgamesh's insatiable need for power, wept silently in the shadows. Even the children's laughter had faded, replaced by a chilling silence, a silence born of fear. The very air in Uruk seemed thick with unspoken resentment, a simmering rage that threatened to boil over. High above, on Mount Olympus, the gods watched. They saw the suffering in Uruk. They heard the people's pleas. Anu, the god of the heavens, frowned. He turned to Aruru, the goddess of creation. "This is not what we intended," he boomed, his voice echoing across the heavens. Aruru listened, her brow furrowed in thought. She saw the pain of Uruk's people. She understood Anu's concern. "I will create a counterforce," she declared, her voice ringing with power, a being equal to Gilgamesh in strength and spirit. And so, from the clay of the earth, Aruru molded a figure, a wild man, strong and untamed. His name would be Enkidu, and he would be Gilgamesh's equal, his challenger. His destiny was to stand against the mighty king and bring balance back to the world. Enkidu, the wild man. Born in the wilderness, he knew nothing of cities or kings. He ran with the gazelles, drank with the wolves, and slept under a canopy of stars. His hair was long and matted, his body covered in hair. He was one with the wild things, a creature of instinct and primal power. He spoke the language of animals, understood their ways, and protected them from harm. He knew nothing of human laws, of right and wrong. His only law was survival, his only guide, instinct. One day a trapper, terrified by the sight of Enkidu protecting his prey, fled to Uruk. He told tales of a wild man, of incredible strength, who roamed the plains. Word reached Gilgamesh, who saw in this wild man a potential threat, a challenge to his absolute rule. Gilgamesh, intrigued and threatened, devised a plan. He would use Shamhat, a sacred temple priestess, to lure Enkidu from the wild. Shamhat, renowned for her beauty and wisdom, was sent to the plains. She approached Enkidu, not with fear, but with kindness. She spoke to him of Uruk, of its people, and of their king. Slowly, she began to awaken something in Enkidu, a spark of curiosity, a desire for something beyond the wild. For 6 days and 7 nights, Shamhat shared her world with Enkidu. She told him of human emotions, of love, compassion, and the complexities of civilization. As Enkidu learned, he felt something stir within him. He, who had known only the wild, began to feel the first pangs of human longing.